What is going on, y'all? My name's AlwinTheSheriff, aka AlwinTheSheriff of all things innovative, and we're back getting messy with tech, and we're about to get real messy this episode, y'all. We got a real juicy story for y'all today. I'm telling you, you're not gonna want to miss this one. So basically, we're about to get into the TikTok ban, but before we do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to my family real quick and let them know that I really appreciate them coming out for my birthday yesterday. And for everybody out there that's been wishing me a happy birthday, I really appreciate it this past April 28th. Taurus, you know how we get down. And we went to Beat the Bomb. But let me tell you something right now, bruh. They need to rename that place from Beat the Bomb to Beat the Phone and Beat the Paint. Because I'm telling you, as soon as that joint hit my face, man, not only did I swallow some of the foam, but I got it in my eye. And I'm like, yo, they need to give like a warning at the beginning of that game where they just tell you, yo, lower your entire face mask. Because, bruh, I mean, it's not that I didn't, but the fact that it was able to get underneath my face shield and get into my mouth, like, I felt like Idris Elba on Hot Ones. Like, what the f***? Are you okay? Like, nah, it was a struggle. Still love that place, though. Place was dope. So, yeah, now let's get into it, yo. The TikTok ban, yo. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm real heated about this one, but let me go ahead and just give some context for some of y'all. So basically, listen, it's finally happened. Congress finally passed a bill and basically bans TikTok in 9 months if they can't sell it to another entity. I don't know if that entity has to be sold within the US or outside the country. I don't know, somebody fact check me in the comment section about that because I'm not entirely sure. But basically, it felt like the Thanos stat, bruh. Like the government came in and they were like, and they just got it done. Like we didn't think they were gonna do it, but they basically got it done. And I just felt like Nebula, bruh. I was just like, damn, they did it. Like, as soon as it happened. And I felt kind of bad. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've been extremely ignorant about this subject for quite a while now. I was the type of person that had like, you know, that boomer mentality where it's like, you know what, if it dies, it dies. You know what I'm saying? Like, this will be good for the children. They'll finally be able to go outside and play and meet people and just, you know, just get off their phones for once. But after doing a little bit of digging on this research, man, I came to realize that I was very, very wrong. And we're about to get into it, but nah, it had me heated. And I can't wait to continue discussing this with y'all. So a little bit of background, a little bit more context. They basically passed an act called Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications. It was passed and signed this past Wednesday, April 24th, by the Biden administration. It basically gives the parent company China, it basically gives the parent company from China called ByteDance 9 months to sell this video app or to face a ban inside the US. And the Chinese government, and obviously the Chinese government's commerce ministry, they have to give approval before this actually happens. We know that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, bro. My personal opinion, TikTok is just gonna get banned outright, bro. They're not gonna sell. This just isn't gonna happen. I mean, the CEO has talked about how, you know, he's going to go to court with this and basically try to challenge this by basically trying to bring forth the First Amendment as an argument. But let's keep it real, bro. I'm sorry, man. Like, it's a foreign entity. I'm sorry, man. I'm not even sure the CEO was born in the US. Like, it's just, it's not going to happen. Like, I wish that argument could work. And it's not that I'm against TikTok. In fact, you'll actually find that during this episode, I'm actually like for TikTok. But it's just, it's not gonna hold up, bro. Like the government, they're not gonna accept that, bro. And it's like, and if you're like trying to bring that argument to their grounds, they're gonna be like, yo, this is our house. Like, what do you think this is? We made our constitution, bro. You can miss me with all that. But basically, those are the two hurdles that the company's gonna have to get over. They're gonna have to prove that this violates free speech, and they're also gonna have to prove that it's not a national security risk. So basically, like I said, I was quite ignorant about this for a while. I just thought that this conversation was, I thought kids were too young for this conversation. I felt like, you know, it was just a conversation about, you know, mental health and how kids should just get off this app and just focus on other things. But nah, like, bro, for me, this is about freedom of press, man. This is about personal choice. This is about people recognizing that this is an app that a lot of people have been on for a long while now. Like, people have their sources of income on it. People get loads of information from it. You know, it can be educational when it is educational, I'm not gonna lie. And it's not perfect. It's not a perfect app. But the fact that they want to just ban it outright is just wrong. And we're about to get into it. But basically, this is just, for me, this isn't even a conversation about mental health anymore. But yo, so basically just a little bit more history. The FBI for years has been saying that the TikTok that TikTok is a dangerous app and that it needs to be banned. You know, back in 2020, President Trump actually tried to ban the app himself. He tried to spearhead a campaign where he had to get it banned and issued an executive order, and then he tried to get it acquired by Microsoft, but that fell through, unfortunately. But that basically ended up falling through, and you know, TikTok basically agreed to protect, you know, TikTok user data using Oracle's cloud infrastructure. And then in 2022, basically with pressure from the US government, they basically began routing all this user data to the Oracle cloud infrastructure. And then basically in 2023, Biden said, yeah, nah, bro, we have to regulate this app. They ended up banning it from all federal devices. And what's been extremely weird about it is that the Biden administration still has an account on TikTok right now, talking about they want to ban it. So it's just hypocrisy all over the place. But basically, some more additional history. Montana said that, you know, they were the first company to ban it. I'm not exactly sure if it's still banned there. I think that, you know, there was a court judge there that ended up saying, nah, y'all can't do this. I'm not sure if it was a federal judge. Somebody's gonna have to fact check me on that. And basically, this is where we are. It's 2024 and the government said TikTok is no mo. Sorry. Now listen, the number one question, why did the government ban TikTok? I don't know. Okay, like, I'm being completely honest with y'all. I think this is where a lot of my anger, anxiety, frustration, and passion comes from, right? I think that I feel like that the question itself ultimately gets to the crux of the matter, right? So let's go through some of the issues as to why they, you know, decided they wanted to ban TikTok, which really upsets me. So look, national security risk. Okay, how exactly is it a national security risk? I mean, you know, the CEO has already said, you know, we went through multiple hurdles. We've been trying to make this app safer. We've been trying to make it better. We already put our user data on Oracle Cloud's infrastructure. This is the very first issue that y'all presented to us, and we followed through on it with Project Texas. So it's like, what are y'all even talking about at this point? And it's just been extremely frustrating, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. What's the second thing? Oh, it induces harmful behavior in the youth. Bruh, every single social media app does that, bruh. From Facebook to IG to Twitter, everybody out here trying to induce harmful behavior in little kids. Now, I'm not trying to say that TikTok's perfect, but I am trying to say that, yo, like, you know, like, let's have this conversation across the board. Like, if all these apps are doing this, what are we going to do about it since it's such an issue that's not exclusive to TikTok? You know, it drives me crazy. And then we have conversations, right, about, you know, the next issue that we can have conversations about is with regards to influencing public opinion. They're like, yo, like China can, you know, take this app and, you know, influence public opinion on it. You know, we've seen these different outlets be used on the app. And I'm like, yo, Russia did the exact same thing back in 2016, like on Facebook. Like, and Facebook didn't get punished. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, what are you talking about? And then the very last remark is basically, yo, the China's government can exercise their cyber agenda through this app. Okay, now that I can kind of understand. I get it. Even the FBI director, Chris Wray, has basically said, yo, China has the potential to be able to use this app to be able to, you know, take control of technology all across, well, more specifically phone software, you know, take control of, you know, multiple phones and software across the country using this app. I'm not exactly sure how possible that is. I'm gonna let the experts do their, you know, expert work. But at the end of the day, for me personally, I think that even though an organization might have the, or, you know, a state or a country, even though they might have the potential to do something, doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, it's an imminent threat or that they're able to do it or actively follow through on it, especially at a time where the CEO of TikTok has already said, yo, we've taken steps to ensure that, you know, the Chinese government can't come in and control this app. You know what I mean? We operate, you know, we operate separately. They can't do what y'all are saying that they can do. And it's just insane because they've asked time after time after time again, yo, where's the evidence for this? Where's the evidence for, you know, where's the evidence for their ability to be able to do this? And, you know, the US government hasn't been able to come back with anything. So it's just really frustrating for me because, again, I used to be very ignorant about this, but now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, for me, this is a conversation about recognizing the facts. Like, where's the evidence? You know what I mean? If there's no clear evidence, then, bro, I can't rock with it. And I get it. There's so many other arguments that people have brought on the table, but I'm not even focusing on those arguments. I mean, obviously some of those arguments are, people are going to lose their source of income. People are going to lose, their ability to garner the type of information that's tailored towards them from a variety of different, accounts on the app. Like, oh, this is where I go to get my daily dose of entertainment. All that different stuff. I get that. But at the end of the day, we're having a real conversation about whether or not this app should be banned. And also we're looking at how we're comparing it to how other apps have operated in the past. And it's just insane to me how they want to implement this outright ban with no real reason. It's just fear mongering. Like everything is just based off fear. And it's really frustrating and it's driving me crazy, So I don't know. We got to do better, people. We got to do better. Is TikTok honestly going to be able to not sell? For me personally, I don't think that they would ever sell because, again, I think that there have been staff, especially the CEO, who have constantly said time after time after time again, we can't do that because then we would have to rip the algorithm out and that would be extremely complicated. Like that is their IP. Like that is something that, not only they would have to get approval from the Chinese government to do, but it's like the Chinese government Commerce of Ministry, as I already mentioned earlier, has said, we can't allow this. And they've already said we won't allow it. It can't happen. So it's just going to be extremely difficult to do. I think that they're just going to end up pulling out of the US. That's my personal opinion. It'd be extremely difficult to rip the algorithm out. I'm not sure how, I know we got some more techies in the comment section. So if y'all want to voice your opinion on how difficult it would actually be to do something like this, then please, talk to us about it. Because for me, I'm just going off basically what the CEO and other staff members have said. And I know it's a very difficult subject. So please voice your concerns. But yeah, at the end of the day, is TikTok's argument gonna hold up in court? Again, like I said, I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest. It's just I'm sorry, y'all. It's not gonna hold up. I feel like the CEO is doing everything he can to maybe hold off on the ban. And it's also my understanding that President Biden also has the ability to extend out, 3-4 months, maybe even 5. I'm not entirely sure. Extend out the amount of time that would be given to TikTok in order to sell if he feels like there's progress being made. But it's like, nah, bruh. Nah, we're not going to get to that. But yeah, what did this ban mean for most people? Like I said before, people are going to lose their sources of income. People are going to lose out to, where people get information based on whom they trust. Where are these people going to go? I don't know. Maybe they'll go to Triller. I don't know if people are going to start dancing on there. I know it had its own buzz at one point. I don't know. Maybe they can bring back Byte. I remember I was lit on that app at one point. I love Byte, bro. We were really weirdos on that thing. But I don't know where these users are going to go. They'll probably go to IG. Who knows? But, at the end of the day, this audience is going to have to migrate somewhere. And yeah, no, we're just going to have to see. But I really just think at this point, it's not even about the ban. They're just going to pull out. There's no way they're selling. This just isn't going to happen. So I used to use, actually, no, what am I talking about? I still do use TikTok. And I think that personally, it's a pretty cool app. The key is to just not get addicted to it. I understand that it's really difficult, especially for young children who are in this situation, to not get addicted to it. From what I understand, the largest age demographic, like the largest age range right now on the app, ranges from 18 to 29. It's a pretty young audience. And you know what I mean? There has to be this conversation, right, about, how powerful the app is and how addictive its features are and what exactly it is that the government can do to start regulating apps, which I personally believe should be the key point of the conversation here. What can we do to start regulating these apps as opposed to just outright bans based on the lack of evidence? You know what I mean? And it's like, if we want to have conversations about what we want to do to TikTok, Facebook, IG, Twitter, I don't care what it is, then that's great. And let's have a conversation about, how powerful these features are, the psychology research, what it's doing to children, like how it's impacting them every single day. Not even just children, but older people like, you and me. So let's all just figure this out together. But an outright ban, I mean, that's sick. Because it's like, even the Biden administration is using the app. I'm like, so y'all are using it as a tool to attract young people to vote, but then y'all just want to ban it. Like, after the election is over. That's just so weird. And that's why I want to kind of close this out by basically trying to say that that's what I'm trying to help people understand at this point. This conversation is about, trust. It's about trust and respect. Like, young people aren't stupid. They want to know why you want to ban the app. Be transparent. Offer us information. It's not enough for the FBI director to just come on and be like, has the potential to do this, has the potential to do that. Like, what are we seeing? Like, what is being shown? You know what I mean? I get it. It's an intelligence agency. I get it. But it's like at this point, we haven't seen enough yet. And we're not brainless. We're not dumb. We need the facts. We need the evidence. We need to know what's going on. Because that's the reason why I personally feel it shouldn't be banned. Because I don't know why it's being banned. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you come at me with arguments like, oh, it's addicting. And like it can do this and it can do that. Like, bro, Facebook, all these other apps are doing the same thing. So I'm just saying, bro, keep that same energy for every single other app across the board. Like, keep the same energy for everybody. And let's actually start having some real conversations here. It's extremely frustrating. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen. Also, when it comes down to the conversation about user data, again, I think that it was, great on TikTok's part to, take that step of deciding, like, we aren't fixed. This is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we want to make sure that y'all are comfortable, while we operate in this country. So we're going to migrate all of our user data to Oracle's cloud infrastructure. I thought that was great on their part. They have had missteps in the past. There has been moments where I've kind of felt like, I get it. There is a lot of distrust. It's like they do hold some user data. I get it. In their databases back in China, I've heard about how, they're holding content creators' data and not, like they said there's a difference between public and like private user data or something like that. So they're holding like the data of content creators, people who are like, making money on the platform. But for me, at the end of the day, it's just, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's not enough. We need a lot more evidence. Yeah. So basically, listen, that's just my point of view. Getting messy with the tech. Again, if you have a different point of view, please don't hesitate to comment down, in the comment section, or just leave your thoughts or whatever it is, or just go to some random Reddit post and just, talk about how, this dude Alwin is crazy. You don't know what he's talking about. Listen, this is the sheriff, bruh. I'm bringing you first class, world class information right now on this platform. And I'm getting messy with it because, we got to keep y'all entertained, y'all. So thanks so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Please make sure to follow us on all of our podcast hosting sites. Make sure that you, leave a like, leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube or whatever video hosting platforms out there, make sure you follow us on IG at Messy with Tech. Messy with Tech. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to follow your boy AlwinTheSheriff also on IG. And we will see y'all in the next episode. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And we out.